Question is a bold tax cut what Dole needs to reinvigorate his presidential campaign? Eleanor Cliff.
Okay, now that he's freed from the burdens of having to worry about passing something or having to pay for it, I think he'll probably do anything. And he's listening to supply-siders who he has always disparaged in the past. But, you know, Bob Dole can't instantly transform himself. The wonders of technology and record retrieval will indicate all the other positions he's been on in the recent past and the distant past.
Eleanor, if Bill Clinton can reinvent himself about every 15 minutes, so you get whiplash from trying to find out where he is, why can't Dole do it? Why can't Dole do it?
Is Dole just going to be an imitation Clinton?
Yeah,
why do we need Clinton Light?
The economy is not tanking. It's percolating along at moderate growth.
About 2% growth rate.
But it's not a recession.
You tell that to the people who have to hold 2 jobs.
But Dole will get raked over the coals for proposing too large of a tax cut because of the deficit explosion.
Well, he'll be raked over the coals. He'll be raked over the coals by most of the people in the press. But the fact is, politics, not only in the United States but around the world, is about downsizing, devolving, and disciplining government. Bill Clinton is ahead right now because he's convinced a lot of people in the middle that he's actually doing this. Dole's job is to convince them that Dole would do it. Clinton would not. The tax cut is a good mechanism to do that.
I will bet you that on the basis that Christy Whitman won in New Jersey on a tax cut, the Dole will come along with this. But
Christy Whitman's got a 60% job rating right now.
He has got to explain how he will pay for this. He cannot go along on the supply side, you know, dynamic analysis. That won't work.
Is this one issue, Eleanor, that Bill Clinton cannot co-opt?
Oh, I disagree completely.
He cannot co-opt it. It's too big. He can't go for a broad-based middle-class tax cut. He cannot do it.
The federal government workforce is smaller than it's been at any time since the 60s. Federal revenues actually match outlays if it weren't for the Reagan deficit that we're still paying off. And Clinton has showed a responsibility in government that is rather atypical of Democrats. Bob Dole has got to convince the country that Clinton is a master illusionist, and that's not going to be easy.
What has happened is this. Dole has forced Clinton to deal with Dole. He doesn't have Daschle anymore to do his bidding. He doesn't have the head of the Democratic Party, Senator Dodd from Connecticut, to do his bidding. He doesn't have Kennedy. He's got to engage in hand-to-hand political combat over the next several months, sooner or later, particularly when the polls shrink in his favor. True or false?
I think that's true. One of the questions that voters haven't concentrated on yet is what would Bill Clinton do in a second term? When I ask Democratic elected officials that question, they all say the same thing. I don't know.
Why? Because they don't know what he stands for.
One thing that we have not pointed out is that this new Dole speech is really good. And he's delivering it well. He's clearly shown that he is not the stick in the mud that he looked like.
Do you think he's already getting somewhat pumped up?
Absolutely.
He had devoted all of his energies to try to outwit Daschle and Kennedy, and he couldn't do it.
He was mired.
And he was mired in it, and now he's going to devote that energy just to campaigning, and chances are he will get pumped up.
He'll get pumped up, true, and we have to wait. We have to see what happens. The speech was good, but it's a one-time speech. Now he has to articulate. Not only does he have to say that Clinton will be...
You're suggesting that Bill Clinton is cowering in fear from a contest of ideas with Bob Dole. He gave an emotional speech about confronting the country as a citizen from his Watergate apartment. He hasn't yet presented any kind of vision or new ideas for the country. That's what he's got to do before he gets taken seriously.
I think if he goes with a tax cut, it's his best hope to draw Clinton out of the middle ground and into defending big government spending. Okay, Dole's successor, the new Senate Majority Leader. The front runner to succeed Dole is the current whip, Mississippi Senior Senator Trent Lott. The other aspirant to become Majority Leader is Mississippi Junior Senator and current GOP Conference Chairman Thad Cochran. Is that true?
No, Cochran is the senior senator.
Right. Oh, Cochran is the senior senator.
And that's why he's running. He's so bitter.
Take it back. It seems as though a lot has been in there forever.
Well, that's partly why he's running, is great bitterness.
Well, those are the only two now in contention. Domenici's out and Nichols out, right?
It's going to be a Mississippi, and it's going to be Lott. And the reason why Cochran is running is because Lott leapfrogged over him into the whip post. There's a lot of bitterness between the two, but Lott looks like he's got it sewn up.
This is similar to the contest between Richard Lugar and Dan Quayle, two people from one state. I think.
Well, they don't get along.
Lott is the Dan Quayle.
Lugar and Quayle actually got along pretty well. These two guys.
How we are all agreed that Lott's going to get it. Okay. Exit question is as follows. Give me the ratio before the announcement of where Clinton stood in relation to Dole, and then give me the ratio of where they stand after the announcement of Dole this week, after Wednesday.
Well, I'm on record as saying that Dole was likely to win the election before this, so I'd have to say he had a 55% chance. I think this raises it to a 65% chance, but who knows from numbers.
What do you think, Eleanor?
I'll take his numbers, and I'll say, but I'll flip the personalities around. Clinton was at 65, and maybe now he's at 62.
Along those lines, 60, now 55, maybe 50-50. It helps, Dole, but we have to see.
Maybe 50-50?
We have to see if he can sustain it. I mean, there are a lot of reasons to vote against it. Bill Clinton's lead is not
I think
immutable.
that trip to Russia did you good, Jay. What do you think?
I think it was 55-45. It's probably now down to about a 3-point Clinton lead.
I think it was 70-30 favoring Clinton. Now I think it's 60-40 favoring Clinton.